I just need to breathe in for a bit. Just catch my...
Remind me to sit up.
Yeah, sit up, don't slouch. So, welcome to the inaugural ILTACON Live. My name's Ben Wightwick, and I've got Emily Colbert and Mike Dahn from Thomson Reuters. Welcome. Hi.
Thank you, Ben.
Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
It's good, isn't it? And I'm slightly nervous, everyone, but it's fine. I'll get that out of the way.
No, you're doing great.
Thanks. It's only just started though, and I haven't sworn yet. So you guys, Thomson Reuters, I used to be at Thomson Reuters, so we're quite naturally partnered. It's perfect. Tell me what you guys are talking about at the moment. What's going on? What's new? What's fun? I don't know, Mike?
Yeah, so we've got a big new release of Co-Counsel Legal, and as part of that, we're launching a new version of Westlaw called Westlaw Advantage. Westlaw Advantage has a number of big new capabilities, but the biggest one is something we call deep research. Many of our customers have used deep research with ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or Claude or Perplexity, but the big difference between using deep research at one of those services and using it with Westlaw is that we have brought this iterative agentic process to legal research where our agents are instructed in the use of Westlaw's proprietary tool set, tools like the key number system, KeyCite, statutes annotations, precision research markup, etc. So our agents are using those tools, but they're not just using them, they're also instructed in the use of them by the attorneys on the Westlaw team and the practical law team so that they can use these tools like an expert researcher would. So now, instead of sort of like the version 1 kind of simplistic RAG approach to research, now our agents are formulating plans, they're working together, and they're iteratively moving through the research so that they can use these tools, figure out where to go next, change the plan if necessary, and then provide a much more comprehensive, nuanced report that not only sort of shows the answer to the legal question, but shows the perspective of each side so that the lawyer can really understand the nuance.
Wow, that sounds. I mean, so I, very personally, we're all across AI everywhere because it's the latest fun thing.
It's exploding everywhere.
Exactly, and it's really powerful and really amazing. And I think there is this opportunity to embed sort of this transformative technology into all of our working lives in lots of different ways. But I think I've always looked at what you guys do is like you guys have got the understanding of the market in terms of the knowledge and the research and the information, and you're just amplifying the power of that through these kinds of tools.
We do have great understanding of the market, but we never fully trust that understanding. We're always going out and talking with customers about the latest technology, about the way that we're planning to apply it, and getting their feedback about how we can do it even better. So.
Cool.
We literally talked with hundreds of lawyers about deep research and how to implement it, how it should look, how it should work. So we're really excited to bring it to market.
No,
it goes live for our customers tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh wow, cool. Great timing. Yeah. Everyone loves a launch during ILTA. Yeah. So I've got a question for you. Yeah. So I read a lot about sort of the market and like true agentic in its like autonomous form. Mm-hmm. So you're creating the building blocks of these tools, these little mini agents, and you're allowing them to work together collaboratively to solve the problem.
That's
How autonomous are they, or is it a layer of knowledge and orchestration and the autonomy of those things, or is it a combination at the moment?
It is a combination. So it's not like they're fully autonomous where we say, do whatever you want, however you feel like, so we're giving them a lot of instruction in terms of how to approach legal research problems. But they are autonomous. They can make decisions based on new information that they find in the research process. So there is autonomy built into the process.
No, that's cool. I mean, I think that's, everything's moving at such a pace and everything's sort of running, and everyone's trying to keep up just with their understanding, let alone building it into products and services, particularly organizations like yours where you've got that deep research, you've got the products sort of baseline, but actually having been worked inside a TR and working in where I now sort of work is being able to pivot quickly, lead and drive the industry forward it's a massive challenge. How do you achieve that? You know, because it's a big drive forward.
We all have to move faster. I mean, AI is just exploding, and there's new changes every week, every day. You know, we're constantly seeing new technologies, new techniques, where we think, oh, that would be really good to look into. That could be really helpful for our customers. And so we're doing our best to keep up with it, to experiment with it, and then bring the latest, you know, to our customers. But it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's interesting with this one because we started probably with one of the hardest things to do agentically, right? With research itself.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, to actually do it and get good results and trusted results and build the proprietary tools to go with Westlaw, it's not the easiest place to start, but as Thomson Reuters, it made sense for us to start where that's our strength and that's our history, and we have all of those unique capabilities in Westlaw. And then what I get super excited about is we've already built it into CoCounsel Assistant.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can do deep research now from within CoCounsel, along with, we also launched a lot of new workflows, and to me, an amazing next step is being able to now, as you're doing work in CoCounsel, call on the deep research agents to fuel that work. And we already showed some sneak peeks to talk about moving fast, right? So we just did a big launch of CoCounsel Legal. We launched all of these agentic guided workflows. We launched deep research. And then in the session we're having in our suite, I'm showing a sneak peek up to agentic orchestration of CoCounsel itself coming down in the next couple of months. So it's, you know, it's just constantly, I mean, it makes it so fun to be in development, but it's, here's our launch, and here's where we're headed next.
And here's the next thing, and here's the next thing.
Yeah, and then it will change before you get there.
Yeah.
Which keeps us all...
I think that's the challenge for providers, but also the buyers of technology is change has always been constant. It's always that. Everyone says that, but ultimately, I've never seen this market change so much so quickly.
It's interesting. It can be difficult to balance, right? Because you want to ensure that your users and your customers are getting the best and the newest and the latest, and that also you're not being seen as behind. And yet, they'll tell us, don't change it, I just rolled it out. I just did a certification.
Exactly.
And so
we just trained
figuring out how to do that well. We've brought on a much larger customer success organization. So you were with Thomson Reuters years ago. That was a place we always had, you know, resources, but it wasn't a big organization. It's now a big organization and part of how we operate, and it has to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a different way.
And it's really interesting. Question for you guys in terms of like next steps. So sort of the orchestration of workflows together and that combination. So in the context of CoCounsel and surfacing information inside of CoCounsel and what that's doing, how are you seeing sort of the connected process? So multiple workflows. So like a lawyer needs to go from A to B or 1 to 20, and steps 4, 5, and 6 are inside of CoCounsel. How are you seeing the progression of what you might need to connect to beyond that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so talk about it from kind of two things. One, surfaces, and two, data. And so when you look at any workflow, a user may just naturally want to be in different surfaces throughout that workflow. Particularly, sometimes it spans days, right? It's not like you literally do one thing and then you draft the next day. And so we're trying to make sure is, one, all of our generative AI capabilities are available from within CoCounsel as a surface, as a web application. But that for something like deep research, where you're going to do a lot of additional verification and really need to use the capabilities of a rich platform like Westlaw, that there's a seamless way to get from one to the other. And that's not just Thomson Reuters products and services, but also, you know, we've got integrations through the plugin technology with Word, with Outlook, with Teams. We've got integrations now on the data side with SharePoint, with DMS, like I manage in NetDocuments, and then other products like IQ without Thomson Reuters owns. And so we're trying to ensure that connective tissue. We have a head start in some ways because we do own a number of surfaces that lawyers are working in today, but also not to be precious about it. And so Mike and I talk about, you know, the future, and we believe that Westlaw and Word and legal assistants like CoCounsel will remain incredibly important. At some point, other surfaces, you may just be able to send, you know, the operator agent over to go do the tasks it needs to do. So it's something we're looking at constantly evolving.
From our background, that's where we see. So we don't have a digital assistant in the platform, but we have the idea of this concept of orchestration. So tying things together. And it's really interesting, sort of the market in terms of those little niche plays, what people are doing. I think the organisation that is TR, with those different layers of lawyer work and platforms, bringing those together is really important. So I get it. Let's go back to ILTACON itself. Sure. So I'm going to do a quick round. So I've been to 12 ILTACONs now. I don't know how many you've been to, Mike.
More than I can remember, so
okay.
I don't have a number.
You beat me then. That's not good. I like winning, so okay. Emily?
Yeah, so you beat me, but for sure.
Okay.
So I have been to only 3 ILTAs.
Oh, wow.
I know, it sounds crazy, right? So last year, my team went. I think I was on a family holiday. But the year before had been my first.
Okay.
And the reason really was, so before this, back then, I was working with Practical Law for many years. I joined Thomson Reuters for the Practical Law acquisition. Before that, I was an M&A lawyer, so not going to ILTA as an M&A lawyer. But with Practical Law, our customer base wasn't really here.
Yeah, exactly.
And while the buyers may be here, they were buying Practical Law together with Westlaw, and it wasn't really a rich kind of customer environment for me. So it was really just would have been coming from my own excitement, which would have been worth it. Thomson Reuters probably wasn't going to send me just for that. So I was excited when finally it was Practical Law was launching our first large language model features, which was my first time with Bert at the time. It was back in the old days now.
Yeah.
But no, I think now ILTACON is part of what we do and the fabric, and so it's exciting. Now that I lead co-counsel, of course, it's one of the most important conferences that you can go to. Yeah,
definitely. And it's one of those things. I often talk about ILTA as being sort of that week where my kids say I go on holiday, which is not true, but I am in a different country, so it sort of is true. But it's the whole, for me, it's the chance to connect with just community, people, clients, prospects, other vendors, because we're like this one big little sort of bubble that we exist in, and it's I think it's just one of those big.
Yeah, it's a great place to connect.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was telling someone at dinner last night. So my first ILTACON, my favorite venue was in Vegas, and not my favorite because I love Vegas. I actually don't. But at the place where we had ILTACON, there was also a psycho death metal convention going on, which led to just amazing people watching.
Yeah. And
to see the legal tech folk get together with the death metal.
Well,
was pretty special.
That's just what ILTA's about, I mean, so what's your favorite ILTA location of where you've been so far? So if you've done here, you've done Nashville.
Yeah. Vegas made it different in kind of a fun way. Yeah. But this is easier for me. I live on the East Coast.
There you go.
I kind of like mixing it up, right?
Yeah. No, I think that's a good thing.
I tend not to go outside the conference, so it's like it always feels the same because in location-wise, because I'm always in a hotel or conference rooms and that sort of thing. But Nashville's great, and DC's great. So
my favorite's Nashville. I'm going to say that out loud, only because I am on holidays, so I like to go to see the music and also work hard and do all of that stuff. But I spend the week sort of burning the candle at both ends. So that's what I do. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time. It's been a real pleasure to chat to you about sort of the latest and greatest, what's going on. I sort of do miss being in TR a little bit.
Well, come back anytime.
Yeah, thank you. But I think it's one of those things. You guys are doing great stuff, and it's really, as you said earlier, it's that the pace of change is real, and you guys are leading that, and it's great to see. So,
thank you, Ben.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Fun. Great to
thank
see
you, guys. Thank you. Turn to the camera.